What is going on? My name is Steph and welcome back to my channel, Mountain High Life. Can you believe it's June? Me either. Crazy. I feel like I just sat down and did my April recap, like looking into May video, and here we are talking about what happened in the month of May, and it's June. Wild. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, just kind of discussing some of the objectives, goals, and focuses I set for the month of May, if I achieved those, what went well, that sort of thing, as well as the forecast for June and just kind of what to expect in the month of June. But just a couple of things before we get started. First, I'm wearing the Jonji Circa Daily Racerback tee, which is it's so comfortable, light, breathable, and what I like is it's comfortable enough where I can wear it day to day, just like around town, sitting down to film something like this, or I can wear it out on a run. So lots of variability with this racerback. So if you care to check out this little tank top or any of Jonji's apparel, click the link in the description. Use my code Mountain High Life for 10% off your order. Thank you so much to Jonji for partnering with me, believing in the channel, and making seriously the best running apparel. So I missed an upload last week. Long story short, I have a really exciting opportunity. I do have a really awesome video I'm really excited to share with you guys here. Waiting in the queue, just kind of waiting for approval before I upload that. If you care to see it, hit subscribe, that way you don't miss it. So I'm very sorry I missed an upload for last week, but got great stuff on the horizon, and it just means that for the month of June there will be a few weeks where we might have more than one upload a week, which is really awesome. So I don't want to ramble too much. I just kind of want to jump right in. I don't have a ton of time and I don't want to have to do a ton of editing for this video, so let's just get right in. The month of May 2025. The month of May really started out with Quad Rock race, which it didn't go quite to plan, but it did give me some insight as to things I really needed to focus on and work on, and it really paved the way and carved the way for a few things that I feel are going really well. So in total, I averaged about 74 miles a week for the month of May, which is exactly where I would want to be sitting, which is incredible. I did have an 80-mile week, which is my highest training volume week in my entire life. I did, if I'm being honest, walk away from that week with a little bit of irritation in my left hamstring. I took 2 days completely off to rest, and thankfully I feel good so far. I had a really big volume weekend this past weekend. We'll talk about it in just a second. All in all, my hamstring feels perfectly fine, so that rest was well worth it. As far as like my weekly mileage, we are sitting right where I would want to be at this point in time. Secondary to that, my vertical gain per week, I believe I've been doing anywhere from 10 to 12,000 feet of elevation gain per week, which again, I'm sitting exactly where I would want to be at the start of May come the beginning of June. So I feel really good walking away from the month of May in regards to my weekly mileage and my vertical gain. I did mention in my kind of objective for the month of May, I was really hoping to start strength training, and during Quad Rock, during some of the descents, which some of them are a little steep, I was like, okay, this was my revelation of like, there's not an option. It needs to get done. We need to do strength training. So I'm doing 1 day a week of dedicated strength training. Could I do more? Maybe, but I am at least getting 1 session in a week, which is better than nothing. And I can already tell and see improvements in my legs, in my stamina and endurance. So I'm so excited that I'm actually committing to it and getting it done. Like I said, could I do more? Maybe, but for now, I feel very comfortable. I feel really confident and just really stoked that I'm at least getting 1 strength training session in a week. Another objective I had for the month of May was trying to get some runs in at altitude, and the past 3 weekends I have run, all my long runs have been at just about 9,000 feet or higher. The last 2 weekends, as a matter of fact, I have been running pretty much like at 9,500 feet or more on average, which is awesome. And with the last 2 weekends, both of those long runs were actually more than 30 miles. They were, well, one of them was over a 50K and one of them was like just over 30 miles. So I am feeling just so excited, and the recovery from those 30-mile long runs has been just awesome. Like I have felt really good, really strong, and like my body's doing an incredible job of recovering, which is just really motivating and really exciting, again, going into the month of June. And to also be getting into the alpine and getting to altitude and training there, I've learned a lot about my fueling and what is going to work well for me, which we'll talk about in just a second, and what I think is going to be incredibly beneficial kind of in the month of June, especially being at altitude. And those runs have also given me some insight as to what I kind of think for some of my races coming up, as far as like gear and approach with fueling. The other kind of benefit in the last 2 weekends with those bigger long runs is I have actually been able to check out about 30 miles of the High Lonesome course, which is just insane. I can't even believe that I've been able to check out that many miles, but I've pretty much seen like the first 11,000 feet of climbing within the course and what that kind of looks like, which has made me feel a lot more confident and a lot more prepared, as well as kind of the final few miles on the Colorado Trail. It's just been really exciting to like be on the course, but also to be at altitude training and just really feeling more confident and familiar with the actual course that I'm going to be running here into, I guess, a month and a half now. Crazy. As far as the month of June goes, I know I had mentioned I've been kind of figuring out my fueling and my High Lonesome strategies. So this upcoming weekend, the weekend of June 7th, I am going to be doing a training race, which is going to be 100 kilometers, which might sound kind of crazy. However, I feel the terrain, the elevation gain, and the altitude this race is at is going to be a great opportunity to test what I'm thinking my nutrition strategy will be for High Lonesome, to test my gear and the kind of setup I want to use during the High Lonesome 100, as well as my shoes and clothing. Clothing I'm not as concerned about because I'm going to be wearing John G and it's going to be comfortable and it's what I run in every weekend, but I am a little concerned about my footwear as well as my vest setup. I've been tweaking it and messing around with it, but I'm just not sure what exactly I want to do. So this is going to be a great opportunity to test all of that out. Now, as far as nutrition goes, being at altitude, it has been very humbling because when you're at altitude, oftentimes you are in a drier climate and your body is working overtime to just do basic metabolic functions. And being at altitude for the last 3 weekends, it has been very, very clear to me that I really am going to be relying heavily on liquid nutrition. So really practicing that this upcoming weekend with my liquid nutrition, as well as, supplementing with gels, bars, chews, things of that nature. But I am going to be a bit more strategic with my fueling in regards to this weekend's 100K. Other things in June, I do want to, for my own just like safety and privacy, keep some things under wraps. But after this 100K, I'm going to be doing kind of a rest and recovery week, no set mileage, just really listening to what my body needs. If it's more sleep, if I feel like I can get out, I just want to recover from this 100K. It's timed perfectly where it's just about 6 weeks out from High Lonesome. So if something does happen or I need to tweak it, there's time. There's time to fix it and time to recover. So that's kind of why I chose this weekend. So next week I'll do a recovery week, and then the last 3 weeks / weekends in June, they're going to be big. I have some big adventures planned and they're going to be sweet and awesome and conducive to training for the High Lonesome 100, but I don't want to share too much. So if you care to check out those adventures, which I am planning to vlog, consider subscribing. That way you don't miss them, and perhaps you'll get some inspiration for trails and just areas you want to check out based on kind of what I share on the channel. But again, for my own privacy, I will not be sharing that at this point in time. You'll just have to wait till I get it done. Going into the month of June, I feel like my weekday mileage, as far as like Monday through Friday, is exactly where I want it to be. At this point in time, I don't think I need to tweak any of that. I feel good, comfortable, recovered going into the weekend, so I don't think I'm going to be messing with it at this point in time. Again, with my long runs on the weekend, I honestly feel like I'm in a great position with those. I would like to increase my mileage for my Sunday run to really get that true back-to-back long run effort going, but I'm hoping to maintain 5,000 to 7,000 feet of vertical gain during my long run, and then doing that Sunday longer effort on trail. But I think just maintaining that, focusing on fueling, and primarily getting that long run done at altitude is going to be huge for me, which for what I have planned for the rest of the month, we should be able to accomplish that. The other thing is just maintaining my strength training, doing that 1 session a week. If I can do 2 a week, great. But ultimately, I think if I can just be consistent and get that 1 session done a week, it's better than nothing and trying to do too much. So I'm feeling just really good and confident right now. I will say there is a section of the High Lonesome course that I am planning to check out at some point this month. I'm really excited to share that with you guys when the time comes. And I am going to be sharing some of my recon mission that I've done over the last few weeks here very soon. I feel just so good going into June. Like I said, so June, maintaining the distance where I'm at, so anywhere from 75 to 80 miles a week. Weekly vertical gain, hopefully anywhere from 12 to, I don't know, it would be great by if I could hit 15K, 14 to 15K by the end of the month. That would be awesome, but you know, if it's still around that 12 mark, that's fine. And then running at altitude, focusing on fueling, and really dialing in my gear for the High Lonesome 100. I want to be comfortable. I don't want chafing. I don't want rubbing as far as my gear goes, which is kind of something I've been running into. And then just really tweaking that fueling, which I feel pretty good about at this point in time. But we have lots of practice runs to really fine tune it. And that's what the month of June is. This is my peak month. Pretty much for the next 4 weeks, other than that recovery week I have in there, pretty much through the end of the month, other than that recovery week, it's go time. Like, it is peak training for High Lonesome, getting to altitude, getting good distance in, but also really good quality vert, focusing on recovering, trying to get a good night of sleep, which was a goal for May. I just struggle with it during peak training. It's just really tough, but I'm gonna try to do better about it. It's kind of crazy because come the weekend of the 4th of July, July 5th, I'm pretty sure is when I begin my taper for the High Lonesome. It'll be about 13 days leading up to the race. So it's just crazy that it's like in sight. It's not on a distant horizon, like it's coming. So I'm super stoked about it. I'm really excited to take you guys along with me for a lot of really sick adventures in the month of June. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be epic. And like I said, I have a lot of great videos, well, what I think are great videos coming your way here in the month of June. So if you care to check any of those out, don't forget to subscribe. So I wanna say thank you again for your patience. It's just been a really crazy time upping my volume with mileage and vertical gain in the month of June. So I really appreciate your patience and kindness and all of your support. You guys are so awesome and just so patient and awesome and supportive. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. Very curious to hear if you guys have any questions. I do have some trail videos coming out. I also have my fueling video coming out, sitting in the queue. So hopefully I'll have some good stuff that you guys want to see and that you might be interested in coming your way shortly. So all that to be said, if you made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much to John G for partnering with me. Don't forget to click the link in the description so you can go check out some of their apparel for your summer adventures. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you get out on some trail today, and I will see you in my next adventure. Bye.